share the ring with great fighters like him. And if we do it again, it's gonna be great. But you know what? I'm glad to share the ring with great fighters.
You gotta calm down, brother. Cause listen, man, things can get real sticky real quick, and then everybody would say, this is what we do every time we come out. This is what we do when we come out.
Yesterday he said, I don't want to have egg on my face. I've got to get a job done here. So after the things he said the last time, he knows he probably mugged himself off. I think that probably hurt him more.
Terence Crawford rejects Canelo's rematch demand after the loss. Bud has no interest in running it back. He's closing the chapter. While Canelo is desperate for redemption, Crawford is relaxed, enjoying his win and moving forward. The message is clear. There will be no second chance for Canelo.
Canelo saying, when's the rematch? Or when does that type of conversation start for you? I already saw you getting called out by folks.
I don't know. Right now, I'm resting and enjoying my victory, and I'm gonna go back to my family, and I'm gonna just chill.
And if anyone still doubts Bud's mindset, listen to what he said right after the fight. This is classic Crawford, calm, measured, and brutally honest. He wasn't shocked by the victory because he always believed in his ability. The only surprise was for the doubters who never gave him a chance. For Crawford, Canelo was just another step on the path to greatness, nothing more.
He was a little frustrated in there, but that's part of the game.
The last question is that I know it's right after the fight. Have you feel yet the significance of this win and what it means in your legacy, your career?
To be honest, when I set my sights on doing something and I know what I'm capable of, it's not like a surprise to me. It's a surprise to y'all because y'all didn't believe me, but for me, I knew I could do it, and I believed that I could do it.
Here comes the excuse machine. Canelo talking about being stronger and more mature is just smoke and mirrors. The reality is he had no answers when Crawford dismantled him. Experience won't fix slow feet and predictable shots. A rematch wouldn't be different. It'd be worse for Canelo.
Change a little bit.
I try, but he started asking for other things and this and that and make everything hard for me. And then, I think that...
Even analysts are laughing off the idea of a rematch, and one legend didn't hold back. Bradley hit the nail on the head. Crawford already made it look easy, and a second fight would just expose Canelo even more. The payday talk is the only thing keeping the rematch alive. Inside the ring, it's simple. Crawford levels up, Canelo gets broken down.
I think this is the tail of his career. If he fought Crawford again, I think it'd be worse the second time. Go out. Hey, why not do a rematch? $100 million, Turkey? Absolutely. We can do a rematch. That was easy work.
When a veteran like Teddy Atlas says no rematch, you know the case is closed. The fight wasn't close. Crawford dominated. Atlas's only concern was the judges, not the boxing. That tells you everything. Canelo never belonged in there with Bud, and he won't in a sequel either.
The thing that bothered me, there's only one thing that really did bother me, and that's why I don't want a rematch, I'll be honest. I've been in this business 50 years, too long to fool myself. Those judges should be really, they got to look in the mirror. To have it that close, there's no way it was that close. Thank God he dominated. Because otherwise we might be here talking a whole different thing and really going nuts, and I would definitely break this thing.
Yes, you would. I believe you.
And maybe that. And I'd owe money. And I couldn't care.
Chisora is a straight shooter, and his words cut deep. Canelo had the opportunity, the stage, the reputation, and still crumbled. Crawford wasn't improvising. He had a crystal clear plan executed with ruthless precision. Chisora even admits, Canelo knew what he needed to do, but simply didn't have the tools to pull it off. That's the harshest reality for any fighter. You can see the puzzle, but you don't have the pieces. Crawford showcased mastery. He dictated pace, distance, and angles like a man several steps ahead. The fact that a warrior like Chisora feels pity for Canelo speaks volumes. This wasn't about being off or not in prime. It was about being outclassed by a generational talent. Canelo didn't just lose. He failed to rise when it mattered most. And that's why the rematch door is firmly shut.
We won't win any war right now. If we go to war with anybody, we're gonna get our ass kicked. Listen, he boxed amazing. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. I just feel bad for Daniel right now. But you know what? It was his for him to win it. and he fucked you up.
Carl Froch sums it up perfectly. Canelo's future looks bleak. When a smaller man stepping up from welterweight gives you a clear-cut beating, your aura of invincibility collapses. Froch calls it what it was, a whooping, plain and simple. And he's right. Canelo's roadmap is a dead end. Light heavyweight? Bivol dismantled him. Super middleweight? Crawford just embarrassed him. So what's left? The desperate cry for a rematch. But let's be honest, this isn't about competition, it's about survival for Canelo's brand. Crawford, meanwhile, doesn't need Canelo anymore. He's already solidified his greatness and silenced the critics who doubted him. Froch's words highlight the gulf between them. One man clinging to relevance, the other elevating his legacy. And when boxing legends start questioning your options, it's clear you're no longer the king. Crawford owns the throne, and Canelo is just knocking from outside.
The only fight for both of these guys, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, is the rematch. Because where does Canelo go from here now? He's got a guy stepping up from welterweight, serving him up a bit of a whooping, because that's what it was. And now he's got, like, where does he go? He can't really compete.
Here's where Froch shows the brutal reality of boxing politics. Rematch talk isn't driven by sporting merit, it's driven by necessity. Canelo is running out of names, and Crawford, having climbed to 168 and dethroned the so-called king, now sits at the top of the food chain. But here's the twist. Crawford doesn't need the rematch. His legacy is already golden. It's Canelo who's scrambling, searching for lifelines. Mentioning Hamza Shiraz as a potential name highlights how thin the options are for Canelo. It's almost laughable going from global superstardom to being linked with up-and-comers because Crawford exposed you. The so-called sensible option of a rematch is nothing but a desperation tactic to save face. For Bud, the sensible option is simple. Move forward, cement legacy, and leave Canelo in the past. The rematch isn't about honor, it's about Canelo's survival.
So it's like the only sensible option, or the only real option, is the rematch. And that's the same for Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's now 168 pounds. Who does he fight? Who does he go for next? It's difficult. There's no other real big names. I mean, there's a kid in England called Hamza Shiraz who's tapping on the door for something.
Duke McKenzie delivers the knockout line outside the ring. Sometimes you've just been figured out. Canelo can cry for rematches, talk about prime years, or lean on excuses. But Crawford owns him now. That's boxing. Some fighters are simply your kryptonite, and Bud is exactly that for Canelo. McKenzie's advice is brutal but true. Wipe the tears, swallow the pride, and move on. The idea that Canelo can somehow flip the script in a rematch is fantasy. Once a fighter has your number, it usually only gets uglier the second time. And that's why Crawford has no interest. He's not in the business of recycling opponents for pity. He's chasing legacy, not lifelines. McKenzie's words seal it. The smartest thing Canelo can do is accept he's been conquered. Because right now, Crawford isn't just the better man. He's the one rewriting history.
When you lose in a fight, never mind the world title fight, when you lose in a fight, full stop, you know, the best thing to do is to dry your tears and crack on. You know, you got to man up. Sometimes.
Fucking dominating. Shit, he can fight anybody. I don't see nobody beating him.
What do you want to see for Canelo, Gib? You've been in this game a long time.
Obviously a rematch to see if he can make adjustments.
Gabe Rosado, who has seen champions rise and fall, called it as it was. Crawford dominated, no debate. At 168, no one seems capable of cracking the Bud puzzle. His versatility and calm under pressure make him untouchable. Rosado made it clear, Canelo didn't lose because of a bad night. He lost because he was outclassed. Crawford is dismantling not just fighters, but careers. And Rosado's point cuts deep. Bud sees adjustments before his opponent even makes them. That's greatness versus desperation. Other fighters agree. Jayo Pataya praised Crawford's adaptability, his ability to switch stances, fight forward or backward, and take control no matter the style. Canelo had no backup plan, and once Bud adjusted, the fight slipped away. That's the line between being good and being great.
On points, bro, crazy.
How did you have it?
I had him up, bro, convincingly. Awesome fight. Awesome. Hey, science of the sport. This guy adapts. I knew it.
How did you know he was going to win? Why?
He's got too much ammunition. You know, he's southpaw, orthodox, on the back foot. That's what changes good from great, is knowing how to adapt.
Bill Haney's comments might sting the most. He said Crawford handled Canelo easier than Errol Spence, and that's a frightening thought. Bud didn't just win, he made it look easy. Hearing a respected trainer put Crawford on the Mount Rushmore path shows where his legacy is heading. Before the fight, fans argued. After the fight, reality set in. Crawford made a superstar look average. That's why the rematch talk feels laughable. This wasn't just Bud's victory. It was a team masterclass from Bomac and Team Crawford. Canelo wasn't just beaten, he was humbled.
And you guys knew what was going to happen. You were in denial. That shit looked easier than Earl Spence. Did look, huh?
It's a brilliant performance. Brilliant performance.
Man. Shout out to Team Crawford, Bomac, and that whole team, man. You know what I mean?
Where'd you rank him all-time list after that?
I mean, put his face on my Rushmore.
Even Eddie Hearn, one of boxing's smartest promoters, admitted it was a flawless Crawford performance. He highlighted Bud's defense, footwork, and conditioning, the traits of a once-in-a-generation fighter. His words stood out. Crawford barely broke a sweat against a supposed legend. On the night, he looked untouchable. Fans may try to spin it differently, but Hearn dismissed that. The better man won, and he won clearly. Crawford didn't just prove he's pound-for-pound number one. He's entering the ranks of all-time greats.
Told everyone how dangerous this fight was, and didn't expect, probably in my heart of hearts, that Dimitri Bivol would win, but knew that he was an outstanding elite fighter. And tonight he got it perfectly right, boxed the absolute perfect fight, and fully deserved the victory. I know some people felt it was a close fight, but I just felt that he was the better fighter on the night. Beautiful defence. Arm will be sore tomorrow, but took so much on the gloves, boxed beautifully offensively, used his footwork great, his engine was incredible.
Crawford has spoken and the boxing world believes him. There's no rematch. Why should there be? He already walked through Canelo with ease. This isn't about giving Canelo another payday. It's about securing a legacy. Bud stormed through divisions, took out the face of boxing, and now sits in rare air. Meanwhile, Canelo is stuck with no answers and no clear future. What's at stake now is history itself. Crawford is chasing greatness while Canelo is chasing survival. So the question remains, are you standing with Crawford's reign, or do you believe Canelo can pull off a miracle comeback?